Hello, welcome to this, the season finale of Heart, which has been labeled Ascension for no particular spooky reason, I'm sure. I'm very excited to have here with me today all these cool folks. Who are the new faces on the channel today? Some we've never seen before. What an interesting... Before we go around and say hi, hello to all these wonderful faces, I'm gonna do some quick announcements. Thank you all so much for being here, for hanging out with us today for this lovely adventure. Thank you all who have been here for all of us through this whole heckin' time. Today, thanks to Roa and Ochre, the wonderful, amazing, who make this game and many others. We do have an entire heart bundle to give away. We are doing 2 breaks today because we're doing an extra long episode. So on the first break is when I think we will start that. We will have a keyword, which you will just put in chat, and then you will be entered to win the Heart Everything bundle, which is a bananas bundle full of everything, as the name suggests. It's very cool. A lot of the content in it is stuff we've used here. The wonderful map you can see on screen. The sanctuary content, which is what we use to build our haven, all that good stuff is in that bundle, and we want to thank Roa and Ochre for their support in our heckin' show this whole time. Speaking of folks and their support, we want to thank Roll20, which is once again where you see this cool layout in Roll20, how you can play games with. I've just wrote Roll200 in the chat. The next step up of Roll20, Roll200. Sorry. But yeah, that's how we have been tracking our characters. I'm like, as I'm speaking, I'm showing, look in the center of our screen, folks. Look at how cool this is. These cool character trackers and items that we have been tracking and able to do using Roll20. Roll20 is really awesome. Check them out. Play games with your friends online at a safe social distance. Yay! And then, of course, I'm going to remind everyone it is our Hextra Life stream. We are raising funds for Extra Life. We are very close to our spooky goal for the weekend of 666. I believe we are at $620 for children's hospitals, which is heckin' awesome. Thank you all so heckin' much. There is both a command in the chat, !Extra Life, which you can use to pull up that link, and there is an extension down below, so you can just click an easy button and do the thing. And speaking of donating, we have always on this show had our knock at the door bar, which for every $50 accumulated over time, so it didn't need to be all in one go. Once we hit that $50, we would have a knock at the door, and something spooky, troublesome, weird, or wonderful might happen in our game, and all that money went to the cast for being awesome, cool heckin' beans, for being here for all their time and effort in making this very cool show. So we do still have the knock at the door, but we are doing that. If you do a $50 dono to Extra Life, you will get an instant knock at the door. So if you really want to cause some trouble and give to charity, that is a really good option. And I think for once I have touched on all the things. Stuck my hands in absolutely everything. I've done it. So quickly I'm gonna say hi, my name is Jess. You can find me at go_GG in all the places. And for one last time, I will be your deep aperist. Happy to be of service. Mellifera. One last bee pun for you for the road.
Not gonna be the last one.
No.
No. Not gonna be. It can't possibly be.
Yeah, and thank you so much. Next up is Sharon. Sharon, tell us who you are.
Hi everyone, I'm Sharon. You can find me on Twitter with Chew_Baka. Tonight I am going to be playing Philippa Ochre Petals on Stone, or Ochre for short. She's an Aelfir who is drawn to the heart and has now been trying to protect people from it, despite being very, very drawn to it herself. My costume tonight is consisting solely of this Dior Rouge 999 lipstick sample.
You should
me.
just claim you have some super secret delving Louis Vuitton.
Oh yeah, you just can't see the shoes on screen. Twit's weird about feet, so we're not showing that.
Amazing. Thank you so much. Next up is Vantage. Is that you?
Why? Yes, it is. It's actually really warm in here. Give me a second. There we go. Yeah, today I'm Vantage, a dead walker cowboy who did some things back in the day and has some regrets, but everything's gonna be fine here in Baffling Din, my new home in the heart. I'm Sam. You can find me at Sam on Damiel, and I bought that hat specifically for this, and I'm very excited.
In size, teen boy, head large. Is that one? Yeah.
Yeah, teen boy head large.
Nice.
Ryan?
Yes, I am Ryan, and today I am playing Roa the Witch, someone with strange powers who has been forbidden from reading and yet might be starting a new book very soon.
Starting a new chapter or turning the page. I'm Jordan at Made of Cartoons. I am the GM of this game, and today I'm cosplaying as the main character of the campaign, Teeth.
Boo.
Whatever. They dance and they don't care what you think. Okay. We're gonna just dive right into it. We are doing a little bit of an extra long episode. As you saw, we both started a little early. But this is the finale, and I hope that you all enjoy the show. Last session, we had a few things happen, but I'm gonna focus a bit on Roa and Ochre, who are down, who had descended the bookbinder's drop and are now standing in front of a towering library. In fact, it's called the Towering Library Categorical, and it is the home and workplace of Roa's favorite book, Montserrat, a book-headed being, basically like a being of paper and just paper mostly, and who seems to be a keeper or a librarian of sorts for the Towering Library Categorical. You descended down into the bookbinders, down the drop to the Towering Library, which you can see here. And as you can also see, it's on the third tier of the heart. So it is where things and rules start mattering less and less and less, rules being the laws of physics and things. And this building is barely one room wide at the, maybe 20, 30 feet wide, but it seems to stretch upwards, level, floor after floor after floor, into infinitum, into the equivalent of the sky. But for some reason, this cave just has no ceiling, and this wobbling, crooked, literally ivory library just extends forever up into the heavens, far beyond where you would think that it must be crashing through Baffling Din, because it's going up so high. But no, that is not the case. The heart is bigger on the inside, which is kind of a sweet sentiment in a way. More room for her teeth. So they make a rattling over here. I don't know if you hear their bale rattle, but they make a little rattle to me, which is nice. Like being in the bone crib. So you're standing in front of this, and Montserrat grabs onto your arm really tightly, Roa, and says, "What do you think?"
It's quite impressive. I've never seen anything quite like it. It's been some time since I've been around this many books.
Well, you haven't even seen inside yet. It's amazing. There is a little bit of a trick to making sure you find what you're looking for, but we'll get there. And all around the outside, you can see that all around the outside, there's sort of these made out of partially made out of stacks of books, and also sort of ramshackle, semi-ramshackle kind of like tent city. There's a few more of these book people that seem to be milling about, sorting stacks of books, discussing things with each other, or at least it looks like they are. No words are being exchanged, but you can see that their pages of their Facebooks are flipping. Face tomes. We can do face tomes instead of Facebook. And it seems that they can transfer information without having to communicate out loud. All communication is written here at the Towering Library Categorical. It would seem like if all of these people went to work at the same time, there'd be absolutely no room, because the narrow building has only a single entrance, and it is, it would be cramped as soon as two people were inside. So everyone's working outside, and at the base of the library, there are just these collapsed piles of books that just pile all the way up the sides, like they've fallen out of the windows, or they've and they pooled at the bottom, that kind of. All right. Montserrat is sort of tugging on you to start pulling you towards the rest of the group and the rest of the bookbinders. Ochre, what are you doing right now?
Montserrat had mentioned that we could get any answer that we wanted here, or at least they believe that we can, right?
Yeah, they have the faith in the library that every piece of information you'd ever need should be here somewhere.
Okay, so I think Ochre would just be going straight into the library to try to find out what she can find.
Okay. You just want to start heading there?
Yeah.
Without the spiel?
With the spiel? Oh.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I guess it's how inside your head you are right now, because Montserrat did mention to Roa that there was a trick. If you didn't hear that and just want to head towards the library, that's absolutely fine.
I don't think I made a note of that last time when we were here. So I guess. Well, I just mentioned it. For now, I'll tag along with Roa for now.
So currently, Roa is being led by Montserrat over to where the other bookbinders are, and there is one. It's hard to tell the age of the different bookbinders because, of course, they are just books. But there is one with a very worn leather cover, and it has big brass fittings on it to kind of that bind it. It reminds you of a lot more of something, an historical tome, or like an ancient tome from beyond. Oh, okay. This is our first charity knock. Okay. It will happen. You'll have to give me a second. This old looking tome is the first person to greet all of you, and they are wearing kind of very musty looking robes, once regal but kind of musty looking, and as they turn, the lock that would normally have kept the book shut kind of hangs almost like an earring or something to the side, and they say, Montserrat. And Montserrat puts their hand out and says, Garamond. And they they hold hands, and the pages of their books flip rapidly as if getting caught up on each other's tails. And Montserrat turns and said, "This is my friend Roa. I've been spending some time with him up in Baffling Din. A fascinating place. I've documented as much as I can. Roa's starting to do some documentations of his own."
Yes, it's
mhm.
new, and I'm still figuring it out.
Garamond steps forward and he says, "Oh, it is a lifelong journey learning how to master the written word. I've only just begun figuring it out myself, and even before I became a bookbinder, my tome was thousands of years old."
Yes, I feel a bit like I've had a lifetime or so of experience already.
Well, through the written word, we can experience many lifetimes. I'm sure Montserrat is more than qualified to help you on your literary journey. Are you entering the library today?
Yes. Yes, I think sometimes there are things more important than an oath made in a previous life.
We must adjust. Our stories are still being written. The endings can change. Stick with Montserrat. They'll show you how to turn the page on this chapter. There is the door to the door to the library. I didn't want to use this, but I'm going to do this because I know everyone will think it's funny. The door to the library opens up, and this thin bookbinder stumbles out. They have a book that would look very strange for a face. They have a book that would look very strange to they have a book that would look very strange to the people who live in the heart and Spire even. But to us, people of this world, we would recognize some of the things that are on the. It's a paperback book, which again is very strange. It's a rather large tome, and on the side it has the words, "The complete scripts of Monty Python." And the bookbinder that stumbles out says, "They were all being really mean to me in there. No one takes me seriously around here." And Montserrat crosses his arms and he says, Sans, you don't take anything seriously. That's why no one takes you seriously. We do important work here.
And certainly Python should be something that strikes fear into the hearts of people, no?
Oh, you should really read their work sometime. It's very funny.
Interesting.
Everyone needs a laugh sometimes, okay? Comedy is important too. It's not all dusty, serious crap.
I too enjoy laughing about snakes.
You know what's funny? I don't think they even had a play about snakes. That's what's so funny about them.
It's a very peculiar piece of writing. I'm not sure, Montserrat, this is where I'm going to start my journey.
Sans wanders off and is getting into like arguments about how, he had work, they had work to do that was more and more about cataloging historical events, and he keeps talking about how there are some actors whose job are only to just stand up on stage and make jokes, and no one believes him. He swears there's a whole floor dedicated to it, but yeah. I didn't want to do that one because it was kind of dumb, but I'm glad I did. So you just met the bookbinder named
People
Sans.
paid for it.
Yeah, people paid money for that, yeah. The children thank you. Yeah, so there you go. That was our first door. Montserrat Montserrat stands before you and Ochre, Roa, and puts their hand on both of your shoulders and says, "A journey into the Towering Library Categorical is a personal one. It was a dangerous decision so long ago to build it down here, so close to the beating heart itself, but it was the only way that we would be able to truly store and amass and collect all that all universes have to offer. So when you go in, it's very important that you try to visualize what you would like to see, what you would like to learn. The library will guide you. It will make sure that you end up on the floor that, assuming your aim's true, it will make sure that you end up where you need to be. Maybe not necessarily where you think you want to be. This is important. And finding your way out, that is as much a part of the journey. We may get separated. Look for the stairs. There will always be a flight of stairs."
Roa turns to Ochre for a moment. I'm not sure what's about to happen here, Ochre, but it is reassuring to know that you're here too.
Of course. I have a lot to make up to you for, so.
Like I said, different lifetime.
Before we both made oaths, right?
Okay, who wants to go in first?
I think Roa would probably take charge here.
Okay. As you start moving towards the door, Montserrat follows with you, and they say, "I will try and enter with you. I can't read, pardon the pun, I can't read your thoughts, but I will do my best to stay with you, to help focus your mind on what is it that you would like to learn here, Roa? Perhaps I can channel it too."
I know I'm supposed to be here about Baffling Din and the woes that have befallen it, but I keep thinking about the Sanguine Tract and the passages that are supposed to be blasphemy that led me down this path, and Roa pulls out the first journal that's full. I think there's like one page that's not been written on, and Roa tears it out delicately and writes a little something on it and gives it to Montserrat and says, "Maybe this will help keep you focused."
What's written on it?
I think it's...
Do you want to tell if it's something that you would like to have revealed? You can write it on a piece of paper, or you can write it in the chat, digital paper for me if you want.
I think I might do that.
Okay. While Roa's doing that,
Yeah.
we can have Ochre. So Roa links, or Montserrat links arms with you, Roa, if that's something you will allow, and then you both step in to the still open door, and it's sort of just like a musty staircase on the other side. There's no it's in deep shadow. That's all you can see when you look through, and you step through, and then are, from Ochre's perspective, gone. Ochre, do you want to message me what you were looking for as well, or so we can kind of reveal that? Do you want to say it out loud? It's up to you.
I'll send you a message as well.
Okay. Then I'm waiting on messages.
scent.
Okay. That's what you're thinking, Roa, as you go through the door?
Yeah. That's also what's scrawled on the paper.
Right, of course. Okay.
Yeah.
But as far as what you're focusing on, the thought you're focusing on, that's
I
what it
don't
is.
think there's any other thought that could be in Roa's mind, no matter what they wanted.
Okay. All right. We'll start with Ochre. Ochre, you step into the door and up the dusty flight of... Actually, can I rescind that and start with Roa? I realize I may be starting with Ochre. Going Ochre second's better.
Okay.
Okay. Roa, you linked arms with Montserrat and stepped through the door, and they kind of gesture you to go ahead, single file, up this kind of... Considering how... If lopsided but still kind of ornate ivory building outside, this first flight of stairs looks like you're in a dilapidated tower belfry, like heading up through the bell tower, like wooden steps that are creak underneath, and then there's an opening in the ceiling above where when you step all the way up through it, you find yourself in a room, like a massive room, much bigger than than the outside of the tower would suggest. And you're immediately overwhelmed with the feeling of a presence that you felt before. There are shelves that, like wheels, like the spokes of a wheel that fan out from the stairs as you get up. There is this dark crimson tone to everything here, and every book on the shelf is the Sanguine Tract. Every book. At least that's what it looks like when you first get up. And you turn to reach for Montserrat, and they are not with you.
Well,
Can I get an Endure Occult roll from you, please?
yeah. So let's see. I have Endure and Occult.
Okay.
So that's 3d10. 8.
Okay. Your heart is beating incredibly fast. You don't know what this means. Why would every book be the same here? As far as you knew, the Sanguine Tract was a unique tome. But yet there seems to be hundreds of copies of it. And there's slight differentiations. I imagine the Sanguine Tract is like bound in flesh and all that kind of good old cultist stuff. So there's some differentiations between them. Each one is slightly different, but overall, you just know that they are they're all the same tone, or at least you can, from what you can feel.
In some cosmic sense, they're all the same.
That's right. What would you like to do on this library floor chosen just for you?
I think Roa's running his hands, like his kind of claw-like nails across some of the covers just to feel them, because it's been so long since, like, there's the journal, but this is like the Sanguine Tract, which was the beginning of this whole episode. And Roa's going to search for the one that they read at some point, kind of trusting that his hand will find the one that it needs to find.
I'll get you to roll a Discern Occult, please.
Okay. That'll be 3d10.
Mm-hmm.
Got a 10.
Oh, wow. Okay. You close your eyes. You continue to walk up and down the stacks by instinct, and you drag your claws along the sides of the books, the spines, and you stop not on your book, but you know that the book that comes after this, the one that you are currently touching, is the one that you're looking for. And when you open your eyes, it's not the sanguine tract. It's a spine that you've been thinking about for as long as you have met this person. It's Montserrat's book spine, parked in between the two copies of the sanguine tract.
Roa hesitates for just a moment, just surprised to see it, because they were very much expecting to see just the sanguine tract. And seeing the one that started the whole thing right next to it, like, he knows that this is a
Sorry,
choice.
to be clear, you know that this is the spot that it should be.
Ah.
But instead, it's Montserrat's book.
Then, yeah, Roa looks at it for a moment, and then very gingerly, very delicately, like, slides the book. Like, where Roa's kind of dragging his hands across the other spines, here it's like very purposely, like, not letting, like, his claw like nail touch the binding, and like pulling it out like it is just a very like fine piece of like a fine glass work, and just like slides it out.
The slick covers of the sanguine tract on either side kind of leave a little bit of their residue on this. To be fair, kind of, I imagine Montserrat's book to be kind of like a classic Encyclopedia Britannica feel. You know what I mean? Not an ornate, over-the-top kind of book. Just one that's informative and useful, and that people put behind them to make them feel smart. It's that kind of book. That's no dig on Montserrat. It's just a description. So, yeah, as you pull it out, the kind of like blood caul that covers the other ones kind of sticks on it as you pull it out. And when yeah, you pull it off the shelf, it looks exactly like Montserrat's face, for lack of a better word, and but it's closed.
I try to wipe the residue from the sanguine tract off of it, because such things have no business being on the cover of this book.
Yeah, that's no problem. Actually, yeah, it's fine for now. Yep, there's no problem.
That's not terrifying.
The teeth are giving me some ideas, but I'm keeping them at bay for now. Their whispers are very insistent, though.
And as Roa opens it, Roa like wants to smell the book, like that old book smell, and is kind of like half expecting that, but in a way that's like almost nostalgic, something familiar and comforting.
Yeah, you get a big whiff of that as you open it up. And you've never actually, I guess, seen what's inside of a bookbinder's head. But
haven't had the pleasure.
No. But there are two texts kind of written. One goes in one direction and one goes in the other. And so when you read from the front, with the book face up, it is, I'm gonna say, actually an encyclopedia. It's just a it's the letter M from the encyclopedia, and it just has all kinds of words that I'll say it's a human, like it's from the human kind of encyclopedia, and it just has all these M words. But if you flip it over and you read the other way, in between the lines, you can see that another story has been filled in. It's starting from the beginning and seems to be ongoing, and that seems to be Montserrat's work from their time starting as a bookbinder.
I am, of course, going to try and find the spot where we met.
Okay. Yeah, give me a discern occult roll, I guess.
Okay. 7.
7? Okay.
Yeah.
you are going to take a little bit of mind stress.
Okay.
2 mind stress.
All right. And I
But
will.
you just flip through and inherently.
Should I roll for a fallout?
Oh yeah. You did succeed though as well, right? So you flip through and inherently your thumb just knows where to stop. And just written in the simplest, kindest kind of prose, I made a new friend today. They seem haunted. I hope I can help them. I quite enjoyed their company, and I wish I could share a drink with them. For real.
I am keeping this book.
All right. How'd you do in your Fallout roll?
I got an 11. I'm at 9 total stress, so...
Okay. The tone in this room, the feeling in this room starts to change as soon as you kind of... First of all, reading that and then deciding to keep the book gives you a feeling of euphoria that you have not felt in ever, maybe, a long time. It washes over you, and some of the tensions of recent events seem to wash away as you think about, all the drinks you might have with Montserrat, and all the stories you may share. And at first you don't notice it, but the only way to describe it are the books on the shelves are beginning to get restless. Especially where there's the gap, you can kind of see that they are like moving and shaking a little bit. And then the murmurs start. And then you are taken back to that moment where you snuck into that forbidden place where the sanguine tract was chained to that pillar to prevent anyone from ever knowing its secrets. And you remember the ivory white pillar with the red blood dripping down its side. It's like the book was bleeding from its own paper heart, and every book on every shelf here starts doing the same. It starts rattling, and blood starts to just pour down the shelves until it's starting to fill the ground up to your ankles. Something doesn't want you to be here anymore, not with the feelings you're feeling.
No. It's been running long enough. This is the way forward. This is the book.
All right. The blood starts to boil at your feet, and tendrils of its form and lash out at you. I'll need an evade cursed to start getting towards, if you're going to start heading towards the exit.
Can I, before this happens, turn into my true form to get an extra little boost?
Sure. Has your true form changed at all since?
It's still this giant, like, feral-looking dog with, text etched into their skin, but some of the text has shifted. And I think and I still have the book in my hand. It's the only thing that doesn't just kind of disappear or like get absorbed into me. But yeah, some of the text is now from Montserrat and from my journal. Let's say woven around each other.
Very nice. Okay. That gives you mastery on evades? Or something? Or you're just doing that for...
I'm doing it for color.
All right. I'll give you mastery anyway.
Right, so that's...
But we will say that it's a the difficulty is risky. So
Okay. But I get evade is not risky for me anymore.
right, perfect.
Because I took the other skill. 9.
9. All right. You move, your form twists, changed, but still familiar, almost more familiar, and you start to scramble through the blood that is pooling up. Some of the books open, and for a minute you get a glimpse of the same truths again that cursed you, blessed you with the gifts that you have. But they all seem a little different. They all have different feels to them. Like they're not the one that you read, and you know this. Everything is turning red, but as you get closer to where you thought the stairs were, you can see that the blood is draining down a flight of stairs, and then you dive down into them. Now we're going to go over to Ochre. Ochre, you're on your own going in here, so I'm going to have you do a discern occult roll, please.
Just
Or no, a compel occult, pardon me.
Compel occult?
Yeah.
Okay. 2 dice. Great. Oh, a 2 and a 10. So.
A 10.
Yeah.
Nice.
10.
So you step through the door of the library, and on the other side is a sort of like a shield, like a shield-shaped room. Where you enter, you're kind of at the point at the bottom of the shield, and as you come in, it has sort of your classic, shield or beetle kind of shape, and it's a it looks like the kind of the pit at a police station. It's sort of like an old 70s style thing. There's lots of desks, and then all around the outside of the shield are books.
Okay.
The place is full of hounds, people in uniform just like you.
Oh.
Amongst them is the hound whose badge you received, but they're not like you saw them before. They are still like kind of an older looking gentleman, bushy mustache and mutton chops, but their insides aren't falling out and they're not decaying at a rapid rate. He's sort of half sitting on a desk with a little nub of a cigar between his teeth, and sharing a joke with another hound, a drow woman.
Okay. I'll go and approach them and kind of say, hello, do you know me? I'm Ochre.
Too much to drink last night, Ochre? You're late.
Late for what? I'm sorry.
For your shift? Hello, and he like knocks on your helmet.
Yeah.
I swear you elf here know how to party too well.
That's the one thing we're born to do. I was looking to do some research. Could you point me to the right direction?
Did you drink until you fell down and then you hit your head? You don't even know the layout of your office?
Yeah, it was a rough night. Do I recognize the drow woman?
No one you've seen before.
Okay. Yeah,
Ochre.
just
Ochre.
treat me a little kinder this morning.
I'm just fucking with you, Ochre. It's all right.
Okay, all right.
And the hound puts his arm around your shoulder and he says, "You're looking to research something, huh? You got a case? Hot case?
Yeah.
Trouble in the din?" And when he says that, it kind of echoes in your head a little wildly. I thought you had that beat covered.
Sometimes someone's planted a seed inside and it doesn't start growing until it's almost too late. So, gonna try to root things out.
I'm a plain and simple man, Ochre. You're gonna have to put that in lay speak for me. I planted a seed. You got gardening troubles? That seems out of the purview of the hounds.
I think
get your bee friends to worry about the plants.
It's not plants. It's arms.
Gun trafficking. That's more of the hound's problem. Yeah.
Sort of. Yeah. Do we have anything on the repeat offender, the heart?
There is like a glitch that goes over this hound. It's like a video game glitch or a glitch in a Doctor Who monster where its face goes to this stark look of fear for a second, then blinks back to the kind of friendly grandpa figure that was before, and he says, the heart, is that like a criminal, is that a code name some criminals using?
Yeah, you could say that.
Well, I don't know. I ain't heard nothing about no criminal named Hart, but you're welcome to go through the files, of course. No, nothing about the Hart Ochre.
All right. So he's got me kind of close to him, right?
Yeah, the grip on you is sort of tightened a little bit. He's just got an arm around your shoulder, and he was like guiding you over to the shelves around the outside. But as you've said that to him, his hand is sort of grabbing onto your arm a little harder, and he's started to lean more into the doddering old man, like the kind of rambly kind of direction with his speaking.
Yeah. As he leans in, I'm gonna say, I'm gonna like whisper to him, "Careful, I've been bugged. They'll hear you."
You're starting to upset me, Ochre.
It's pretty upsetting stuff. I'm gonna put my hand on his torso, where last time I saw him, he was leaking out his intestines. Mm-hmm. I'll say, "You're gonna take care of yourself now, right?"
I'm gonna go get a hot cup of Java. And I'm gonna just let you deal with whatever is happening to you. And then he leans in real close and he says, "Make sure you get back home though soon. You don't want it getting up and walking away."
That's good advice. Thank you. Now go have a lie down.
The old hound wanders off back to their desk. And then as soon as he kind of steps out of like your 10-foot radius of you, he just sort of snaps back into that friendly grandpa, and he tells like a joke, and a couple of the other hounds laugh, and then he gets that coffee, and the rest of the time you're there, they're kind of like perusing a map that you can't really see what it looks like. But yeah, all along the walls there are these drawers. There's shelves with these drawers in it that look kind of like filing cabinet drawers. And as you get closer, you see that each one of them, the little paper slip on the front, it says your full name.
Oh. I'll pick that up.
Well, they're like drawers that you open.
Oh.
Sorry. No worries. There's like the filing cabinets have that little metal thing where you slide the piece of paper in.
Yeah.
So in them, each one in different handwriting, like a bunch of different people wrote them, but it all just says your full Elfir name.
Yeah. Must be really, really small handwriting. So yeah, I'll just start pulling them open to see like what's inside.
Files and files and files, all with your name. Case files. Basically, they would. I guess if you had any, it's a Sharon reference, I guess, but it's a reference for Sharon. It would be like manila folders that are labeled with your name.
Okay. I'll just pick one up at random and start paging through it.
As you flip through it, each one, as you open it up, instead of pages that fan by, it's thin cross sections of the actual organ, a heart. You can think of it like thin slices, paper thin slices, so that as you fold it, it's like, as when they're all together, they look like a heart, but as the pages flip by, you can see thin slice ones, and each one of them is beating. Somehow printed on the page is beating, and all of the folders all show this. Everything that you open, you throw aside, that has your name on it. It's got this cross section scan of this beating heart,
like a CT scan.
Yeah,
basically.
sort of, but it's full color, and it's beating. Yeah.
Okay.
And they're all the same.
Start pulling them all out.
Give me a discern cursed, please.
Okay. I have neither of those, so just 1d10. That's a 10.
Oh wow.
This I'm scared for when this starts rolling poorly.
You start pulling more and more drawers, seemingly at random, but then you get to one that just says "why" with a question mark on it, which is the answer that you're or the question that you were asking when you entered in. Yeah.
Hopefully it has an answer inside. So yeah, I'll go and I'll grab that and start paging through it.
It's just a single piece of parchment. It's this kind of red, pinkish red parchment. Has a strange texture to it. And it just says, "You were chosen because you had the heart for it." And then there's a little hyphen with an H, like someone signed with just their first initial. You feel compelled you feel like you can ask something of this. You get this overwhelming sense that you can, and maybe you want to scream something because I'm sure that's less than helpful to you. But
But why Baffling Din? Why the whole city?
The words on the page say, "The heart wants what the heart wants. And what it wants is chaos." Hyphen H.
Am I the first hound that you've taken, corrupted?
It says, "There is a fondness for the hounds. They fall the furthest. You might want to help your friends, though." Hyphen H. And then there is suddenly the sound of gunfire and explosions behind you. And if you turn to look,
I do, yeah.
You can see the old hound waving you over, and they're yelling, "Get over here, Ochre! We're We're losing in huge numbers. Get your sidearm out.
I'll
In front of you are these like rows of sandbags and coiled wire. And then somewhere just beyond into the what would be the battlefield where everyone is shooting, you can see the stairs that lead out of this place. And torn police case files are like raining from the sky here, which has now turned into this gray, rainy day. And as you look, you can see hounds get shot and their chests blown out. And yeah.
I'm going to crumple up that piece of parchment and like try to shove it in the pocket, the same pocket where the moth is. And then I'm going to yell, "I'm sorry. There's something else I have to do." And like go take the stairs out.
All right, so you're gonna have to basically Wonder Woman through the battlefield to get into the battlefield because that's where the stairs are.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'll need an evade haven roll to dodge the handmade bullets of the hounds.
Hey, Haven. I know I have something for evade. All right. Yeah. Okay. Ooh, the highest one there is a 7.
Okay. There, you feel the impact of a rifle round in your back. And just as you're diving for the stairs, which are these barbed wire bound, rusted metal banistered stairs, and you dive down in between them, and you can feel as you kind of tumble down the stairs, you can feel the blood coming out of the wound in your side, and when you reach, there's nothing there. So you're going to take a little bit of mind stress. One mind stress.
Okay. And then roll for fallout, right? I have 1 stress and I rolled a 3, so I'm okay for now, right?
Basically, you and Roa and Montserrat all fall in a heap outside of the library, effectively at the same time. You all stumble out at the same time. Roa bursts through in their wild true form. Montserrat's pages are wet, like they not on the outside but on the inside. It's like, yeah, they've gotten soaked somehow. And then Ochre looks like she's ran through a like a live battlefield. There's dirt and dust on all over, and she's clutching her side. While you're clutching your side, Ochre, you feel instinctively to reach into your pocket to look at that paper to see if it's still there.
Okay, yeah, I'll do that.
And you unfold it and it says, better get moving. Baffling Din sure has. -H. And I think that's where we'll take our first break. This game's a lot easier when you just let the teeth do the GMing. I gotta say. Yeah, they've got a lot of good ideas. I haven't had to think of anything since I put the crown on, actually.
You know,
Something else has been talking through your mouth right now?
Mm-hmm.
Using the other teeth.
Right? Huh? Yeah. No, they're talking to each other. They got it sorted out. You need to worry when my eye rolls back into my skull and comes out my mouth. That cosplay is beyond me, I think. I tried to think about ways to do it.
You didn't want to just get like a fake eyeball and just like
been,
when we started stream be like bleh.
Message from Bone Dog.
I miss Bone Dog so much.
That's the true question of this finale episode. Will we ever see Bone Dog again?
Bone Dog would make a great knock at the door.
Yeah,
Oh,
just
man.
saying.
It
Thank
would
you
be
all
a
so
bork,
much.
a bork at the door.
Oh, Bork at the door. Best Bork Zoe. We've reached $685 for Extra Life. Thank you so heckin'
That's
much.
awesome.
Thanks.
For all the donations and everything. Thank you so much, everyone who is hanging out. We're doing an extra long episode today, so we are doing 2 short breaks. So you all should do the same. Get up, do a stretch, you know, put your laundry in, take your laundry out next break. It'll be perfect. It'll work out perfectly. We're just helping you actually with your chores around the house. And while we're on break, we're going to come up with a giveaway command, and that will be something you can enter in the chat at any time for the whole rest of the episode to be entered in the giveaway for the Everything Heart PDF bundle, which is heckin' awesome. So thanks so much. Stick around, and let's have some more. Let's see what the spooky teeth crown has to say. What remains? Thanks, everyone.
So you're talking about me.
I was. Hi, hello. We are back, and in case you missed it, we decided on that keyword for the giveaway. All you gotta do is enter teeth crown, all one word, teeth crown, into the chat to be entered to win the final Everything Heart PDF bundle we have to give away. And like I said, this has so much good stuff in it, but since we're talking about cool heart stuff, I am gonna just hold this up right now because I got the super fancy, like this beautiful.
Mine arrived today.
It's
like this
blessed.
morning.
Tooth blessed.
Yeah.
Blessed by the heart. It's gorgeous game, gorgeous book.
It is.
Look what's on the back.
The red wet heaven. That's where you are right now. It truly is the greatest curse that has ever befell me. I think is this game. So.
He's falling in love with this game.
Yep. Okay.
Go ahead.
No, sorry. Finish it.
No, that's pretty much it. Just
teeth crown to enter the thing, and every $50 or greater donation is a knock at the door, instant knock at the door, and but also you can do it in tidbits through the standard knock on the door method, and we'll get right back into it. We're gonna hop back over to Baffling Din, where Mellifera and Advantage stayed behind out of concern for their safe haven, which absolutely makes sense, and it's a good thing you're there because things aren't going great. Where we left off with you two, you had just pulled aside a sewer grate that you had found in one of the many abandoned back alleys that grow and expand in Baffling Din. And what you saw was the sort of purple crystalline thing that channeled the power that allowed the stabilization of Baffling Din into a somewhat ordered form that that Mellifera and the original Apiarists installed. What you saw was it getting swarmed by these bone and flesh moths that just were flinging themselves at it, and that's what we're going to pick up right away. Is you're still watching this happen, and as you watch upon it, it's like the floodgates open and thousands upon thousands of these things start spilling out. They keep sticking onto this and glomming onto the crystal with wild abandon. You can't see it because it's still kind of farther away, but you can hear the flesh and the bone re-stitching itself around this thing. And it starts to take a shape. It starts to form arms and legs. It starts to become this tall, thin, sinewy creature that looks up at you with it has no face, but it does have a head with just this that's sort of being reassembled before your eyes, and it looks up at you and then reaches up through the thing with its long red limb. Yes, we can pause.
No, long red limb.
No, welcome the Raiders. Welcome, Raiders. Where are they from?
But I want to hear about the long red limb.
Well, we have all the time in the world for long red limbs.
You can't pause like that. Hi Raiders, welcome in. Thank you so much, everyone coming over. Hello, everyone from Open for Adventure. Welcome. We just to give you a quick warning, we're playing a very spooky game known as Heart. There are some content warnings in the chat. Any point you want to pull those up, it's CW. But Heart is a spooky, weird game. This is our finale. Yes, our GM is wearing a crown made of teeth, and thus, for our giveaway today...
Everyone keeps talking about it, but I can't see it.
But you said you can hear it. You said it jingle jangles.
You said it was dancing.
I can't see it, but I know it's there.
You said it's inspiring you, and the story
and
is coming...
whispers.
That's something.
The teeth are the captain now.
Yeah, so anyone that would like, this amazing game is made by Roa and Ochre. They have given us an Everything Heart TTRPG PDF bundle to give away, which is so much good stuff. All you gotta do is enter Teeth Crown into the chat for your chance to win. I think that's it. I gave you content warnings, told you about the giveaway. Now we get to hear more about how we're cursed, I think.
Oh. This is beyond cursed. This is...
A long, red, sinewy limb formed out of all of this repurposed flesh and bone reaches up through the sewer grate that you pulled aside, and you suddenly feel yourself plummeting. It's like in an elevator that the cable has been cut. That's the feeling. I mean, I haven't experienced that, but that's what I want. Tower of Terror, I guess, is what I'm kind of implying here. The floor feels like it drops out from underneath you, but what's actually happening is Baffling Din is rearranging itself at a very rapid rate. Normally when you travel through Baffling Din, for new viewers, Baffling Din is this kind of amorphous apartment complex that all of our players' characters call home. It grows new rooms and new furniture as new people move in, which is a wholesome concept, on the surface. And as you travel around, normally it shifts, but it's so gradual and it's so slow that you don't really feel it. But now you're feeling it, and you are plummeting down to the bottom of Baffling Din, if it can be said to have one. The floor kind of morphs into stairs that you fall down, and both of you are tumbling. And then a door swings open, and in any other situation, it might be a little comical. You tumble out, and the door slams shut. But when you look up at Baffling Din, it is completely transformed. It still outwardly looks like a bunch of windows and doors and like a building. It has the pieces of that, but it also has massive trunk-like legs and multiple grasping limbs that have seemed to have formed out of basically like rooms stacked into to form the musculature of this creature before you. And before your eyes, you watch it take its first baleful step. And that's when you start hearing the noise and the screaming from inside. I want you to imagine this thing as being maybe like a 20-story building that has now grown the parts it needs to move. It has legs, a good amount of them, and the limbs are different sizes. And as the biggest ones sort of grab onto the walls beside it and move forward, there is no head. There just is like this flat shoulder that at the top where the top of Baffling Din remains basically the same, and you can see Baffling Din doesn't have so much of a skyline, but you can see that there are some buildings that are kind of twisting and changing up there. Ochre and Roa, this first step is what you see as this stump. It's not feet, it's just heavy apartment block just descends and thuds into the ground right as you come back up from Bookbinder's drop. Which is a very pleasant thing that involved the parasol, but now everything has gone to hell, or to heart, I guess.
So it's a giant, monstrous, headless, stay-puffed man made of apartments.
Yeah,
Filled with
it's not as cute as the
screaming of the populace.
Mm-hmm.
And covered in limbs.
Well, yeah, I mean...
Misshapen and raw.
The raw part, I feel like, is important.
I'm going to say that across the distance you can see each other. The two groups can see each other. Let's get like one sentence of how everyone's feeling in this moment, and we'll start with Mellifera.
Okay, I'm still trying to okay.
So I do want to be clear. I'm being vague about the description because I don't want you to imagine just like a Gumby that's walking. Like there's more legs than it needs, and it's changing constantly with the landscape. So like if the things get narrower, it squeezes, like, you know, that kind of thing. Like, yeah.
No, I get it. Like there's more horror to it than you could possibly describe. I comprehend
and I want
that
you to
part.
be imagining all of that. I want you and the people watching at home to be imagining it, so that because no description I could give could do it.
Okay. And so I misunderstood because I thought we had fallen down.
You did. You kind of fell out of its leg.
Fell out of its leg. But then it also rose up.
Well, you saw it. You tumbled down, and then you fell out onto the kind of stone that surrounds Baffling Din, and then you found yourself at the foot of it. Because inside you couldn't tell how it was changing. You didn't know what it looked like. So you fell to the foot and you looked up, and then you saw its changed form.
Yeah, and
it wasn't like growing up. It was already pretty tall.
Okay. I was imagining it lifting up based on you describing how like Ochre and Roa, particular to coming from outside, could see this.
Yeah. I guess it lifted a leg. I mean, I was describing a leg lifting and coming down, and the leg came down basically in front of
Is it like
Roa and Ochre.
And he said it's moving along and it's kind of shifting and shaping and stuff like that. And the people inside are screaming.
It has an organic movement to it.
To be fair, I would be screaming if I was in this.
It has
endless screaming.
It is somehow a blend of building and then a fluid, almost like liquid, shadowy kind of movement to it. But the building's walls are breaking and reforming, and beams are bending and everything. So there is a combination of the movement is very fluid, but then there's all this sound of construction and brick against brick and girders, the sound of girders being bent. So I have music. I have some music for it.
Ooh, I'm glad this. So excited to hear what this sounds like.
Well, it's a little bit of stuff from 3 different tracks. Yeah.
Cool. Love it.
Tight.
I mean, I mean, Mellifera is really happy it's not quiet anymore. I mean, they were really upset about that. Remember last episode when it got real quiet and like that was bad, but now
that was terrible.
But now it's real.
It didn't stay quiet for long. We opened up that sewer grate and it was just moth after moth, just suicide runs.
I'm still stuck on like Mellifera and Vantage tumbling out of the pant leg of the mecha or something.
You know,
I don't know if I'm imagining it kind of meaty. I'm imagining kind of a meat mecha, like a meat tooth limb mecha.
It's
Very,
got-
very evidently only the structural stuff, the building materials.
Okay.
There is no flesh
Okay.
on this thing.
except we're in the heart, so everything's flesh.
Well, yes.
Yeah.
We've established
And
that.
like a
glad that that's-
metaphysical way.
If there's one lesson that I could have given to you, it's that. But yeah, okay. What is everyone doing? Oh, so you now have to delve. You have to delve through Baffling Din as it's moving. That's your new goal now, because obviously you fell very far, and whatever is running this thing is inside and somewhere near the top.
Okay.
So
Can
you've
I-
got three smaller delves kind of to get through.
Okay. Well, you wanted a quick like, how's each of us feeling? How's
Oh, yeah,
Mellifera
so, yeah,
feeling? I'm happy
Mellifera,
it's
yeah.
not quiet anymore. I said that. I'm like, I'm
That's
glad.
optimism.
We're pleased that it's no longer silent.
I think Ochre is like panicking, can't tell the flutter of the moth wings from like her heart palpitating and stuff. It's just like what did you do? What happened? I was only gone for 12 hours.
Are you thinking that, or are you yelling that out loud?
I might be yelling that. Let's
And are you yelling it at your friends, or are you yelling it at Baffling Din? Like,
Well, they're the same direction,
Right,
right?
I guess
So
so.
both.
Okay. Roa, what are your thoughts?
Roa is, alarmed at this, but is already developing the instinct of pulling out his journal and starting to record things.
Montserrat would probably lean to you and say, "Yes, I think we will want to make sure we remember this for a long time." And Sam?
I
Vantage?
think Vantage is shocked and appalled. I think that's the proper response to this, honestly.
Mhm.
And is pulling out the gun, I guess? I feel like it's a big I guess. Like, pulling out the gun and, like, holding it to the shoulder, and then...
Are you gonna shoot the building mecha?
Are you gonna shoot the building mecha? I think that is the question inside Vantage's head.
I
Are
think
you gonna shoot the building mecha?
I think in your heart of hearts, Vantage, you know that that's not going to be.
No, it's not gonna happen.
It's not going to do anything.
Yeah. So, yeah.
All right. If someone who is particularly good at discerning havens wants to get a good look at this, you can get a bonus die from other people, anyone with discern or haven to help you. I imagine Sharon, I think Ochre's got haven.
I have Haven.
Okay.
I had Haven.
But now
I have discern, but I don't have haven.
Okay.
Can we all? Can we? No, sorry.
I have neither discern nor haven. I have hunt and kill.
That
Okay,
sounds
so Roa, you said you had
appropriate.
discern, right?
Yeah, I have discern.
Okay, so you'd get. I think Ochre is the most qualified to roll. So Ochre, you can go ahead and roll a discern haven roll with 2 bonus dice from your allies. But keep in mind, obviously, if there's any negative effect, Mellifera and Roa, you'll take some stress as well.
Okay.
I made special Fallout for you.
Oh, man.
Special Fallout. Thank
Okay.
you.
Well, there's another 10.
All right.
So special Fallout delayed.
Okay. In my mind, I picture you immediately starting to run alongside this thing and try and follow it, right? That seems like what you would do, because it's not moving fast, but each footstep is each stride is so long, like it's just traveling quite far. And so you, Ochre, are desperate to find somewhere to grab on, and you can see that its legs have a shifting network of stairs that kind of like grow and rearrange, and occasionally, like periodically, a part of it turns into like part of the leg has like rope ladders and stuff hanging off of it, because that's one of the many ways of getting around. And whatever's causing this to happen, it can't get rid of the essential nature of Baffling Din. And so you think you might be able to grab onto one of those if you want to shout of Colossus this mother effer.
Yeah, okay. I'll point it out to the rest of my friends, and then I will attempt to do that.
Okay. Because Ochre got a crit, I'll let everyone roll with an extra die, a mastery die, and but it will be, of course, risky because you're trying to run alongside and grab onto this thing, and if it goes wrong. So to straight up, unless you have another method that you'd like to try, to straight up grab onto it will be a I think the timing is the most important part. So it will be a Discern Haven roll. A Discern Haven roll to grab onto it. I will accept a Delve Haven roll as well.
Okay. All right.
So that's at a base level. If you're just running and grabbing onto it and timing it, it's less about you doing it correctly. It's more about timing it right. So it's Discern. If you have something else in mind, please present that to me. A risky Discern or Delve Haven roll with mastery.
With mastery. Okay.
Okay. If I yeeted myself into the gray, would that make it easier or harder?
I would say that you kind of can float and fly. You're kind of in ghost form when you're there. So I think there is a role associated with it.
I don't think, not for just me, I don't think.
All right. I think still with the maneuver, I would say that it will be a roll because it is a little bit complicated. But as far as what you roll, it'll be more on theme with you.
I think it's Delve Religion.
Delve Religion roll? Yeah, absolutely. I think that makes perfect sense. And it will not be risky in this case. But you don't get the mastery die, so.
That's fine. And it's D10.
If it's risky, that means we take away the highest die, right?
That's right, yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
You okay, Roa?
I rolled a 10.
Yay!
Oh, perfect.
But then it's risky, so I no longer have that 10.
Uh-oh.
5?
Okay.
Oh, no.
All right, what did you get, Ochre?
8.
All right. Vantage, what you get on your...
I got a 9.
Nice.
For yeeting myself.
Nice.
It's great, instantaneously.
So your shadow, which is your death that follows you around,
Yeah.
just reaches out and like its finger extends into like a long claw, and it unzips reality for you to dive into this kind of gray, black, and like desaturated version of our world, of the current surroundings, and you just dive into it, and then the shadow zips themselves inside. The shadow zips itself inside of reality, and inside of that reality, Advantage is gone for a brief time. Sharon and Ochre and Mellifera, what did you get? I know you passed, Ochre. What did you get, Mellifera?
8.
Did you roll a Discern Haven?
Oh, for me?
No, I know you got an 8.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Yeah.
I didn't realize we were all rolling that one. I apologize.
Oh, well, no. Did you have another way to get in? How would you like to get in?
No, you're right. I do want to discern. And so I have 1, so I should get to do 2, but then it's risky, so I have to take the lower of whatever I roll.
That's right. Well, you get rid of the highest, so and make sure you get a bonus die as well. So.
Oh, and I get a bonus die. Okay.
Yeah, if you're following Ochre's plan, yeah.
Good.
Roa, you get 2.
No, not good.
You get 2 fortune stress, Roa.
I rolled an 8, But then I'm not allowed to have that one. So then I guess I have to take either this 4 or 3. So I guess a 4, which is a fail, I'm pretty sure.
You have an ability to treat something as a 6?
Only a 6. Only a 6.
That's a pass, though.
No, but I don't have a 6. I rolled a 4 and a 3.
You can treat a 6,
If I ignore my 8, then
Okay, then you are getting 5 fortune stress.
5 fortune stress. Oh,
sorry,
no.
going back. That was 2 fortune stress you said for me?
No fortune stress for you, 2 for Roa.
Okay,
And
sorry.
you got an 8, you're fine. Yeah.
Okay.
Melifera, do you need to reroll any of your dice? Because you can have a premonition from me.
I mean... is that like once per scene? Or like...
Once per session.
Maybe I'll save it. I just feel like it's gonna get worse. So
I need
5
fallout
fortune.
rolls for both of you.
And wait, I have a question. If my total stress is already 12, I can't possibly roll beneath it, right? So is that just an auto fallout?
Yeah, you still have to roll to find out what level of fallout. I think that's the same for you and Roa at this point. Oh, Roa, you can still. You said you had 9, right?
I was with the 2 fortunes first. I was at 11, and I rolled a 4.
Okay,
'cause,
so a minor
you know.
fortune for you and Melifera. So remove all of your fortune stress, Roa.
Just fortune, right?
That's right, because you're taking minor fallout.
Yeah.
What'd you get?
I rolled a 12.
Okay, a major fortune fallout for you.
Yay! that clears all my stuff though, right? That clears all my stress.
All of your stress, yeah.
All of it, right? Not just the fortune?
That's right.
Cool. Cause yeah, I had 7 echo stress just chilling. Just chilling. And in theory, I have an ability to move stuff to my echo and take 1 less off, but then I would have just been at like 12 echo. Oh, actually, no, it's okay. I just realized if I had put into echo, it would have only been 11, and then when I rolled 12, I wouldn't have, but it's okay. It's okay.
I took the interesting one.
They're all interesting, though.
No, I took the interesting one.
Eh. So fun. So, do I only get 1 or do I get 2? Choose from. 2.
I sent you 2. You choose between those 2.
Dear stream, you now get to enjoy reading these these Fallout with me. Because you see what I see.
Though.
Keep them
Keep it
secret
secret
from
from
stream?
us.
Oh no, you can let the stream read them. Keep them secret.
I can't
from
keep them secret from stream. Stream sees what I see.
Sorry, you
Stream,
can
don't
let the
talk
stream-
about it in chat.
Stream, close your eyes for 1 second while I...
No, stream can see it. It's just don't need to
Don't
worry
talk
about
about
it. Telling all the players.
Okay.
All
right.
Stream,
It
I've
is
made my decision.
perfect. It is stressful, but you all managed to pull yourselves up into the kind of shifting apartment block that is the stump of one of these limbs of this thing. And then suddenly you are all overcome by a wave of nausea because the gravity of this leg swinging forward with you in it just slams you against the back wall, and you can kind of feel your impacts against the inside. And this looks like this is like a fully enclosed back alley is what you're in. So you slam up against this brick wall and you can feel the impact ripple all the way up. Something definitely knows that you have entered.
Question: is Montserrat coming with us as well?
Montserrat dives in with you, yes.
Okay.
Oh, honey.
They're not leaving your side.
Aww, the one
things might
sweet
happen.
thing in this whole game.
Bad things might happen to Montserrat, but it'll be in the forms of fallout.
No. I don't like it yet.
Well,
Okay,
you're
so I
gonna
just-
always get that choice. That's the important thing, is you're always gonna get the choice.
I delete the one I don't want, right?
Yep.
Okay, and I keep the one I'm gonna keep. Okay,
That's right.
Chat, you know which one I'm keeping. I'm gonna,
You have to drag it out of your hand and then...
yeah, and then I'll delete it.
Okay.
That's the one I'm keeping.
Okay, fun. I thought you might. Say that.
Yeah, it's very fun, isn't it? Thanks.
Inside this room, clambering all over the walls are about, yeah, I would say like 6 or 7. We're gonna say 6, 'cause 6 is a special number. There are 6 pups, terrified. And then 2 or 3 of them jump down. They glom onto Mellifera, and they're like, "The world's changing too much, boss. You're not supposed to let this happen. You got to keep things from shifting. We can't find our way through the pipes. Can't find our way through the sewers anymore. They just keep changing dead ends where they weren't there before. You got to fix this, boss." And they're
Mellifera's like trying to shake them off, like.
Another one's like tugging on your you're in robes, I guess, sort of, eh?
Yeah.
Tugging on your robe and like, "Tell the bees to fix this." And for the first time, you hear a crack, like a scared child crack in their voice, which never comes across the pups. So now you've got 6 pups to deal with.
Oh no.
That are going to be more trouble than they're worth.
Oh no. Yes, I know. I am trying. Just stay with us, I suppose, and let us know if you see anything extra odd. Look for the moths. Look for the moths, and we will try and fix this. And just don't touch anything.
Fix this, boss. Please.
No, stop it.
Okay. So I've given you. I'm gonna roll for your resistance against the delve itself. So you're getting in was part of that. Now up ahead of you is basically the shifting staircases that I want. It's sort of like the Hogwarts castle staircases, but they change. They don't just move and turn. They also change what shape they are and their depth, and they disappear sometimes. And sometimes, they're not stairs. They're just walls or ceiling.
Oh, I mean, it's a bit late now, but can I use Crimson Mirror?
Yes, of course. You can always use your abilities.
Okay.
Put together 3, send them my way in a chat or Discord or whatever.
Yeah. Do I need to?
Oh, you
I
need
have
to
to
roll first.
Discern plus Occult.
Okay.
All right, which I have. So.
I think there's a lot of interference here.
Okay.
So
Risky?
I think it's gonna be risky.
Sure. Well, I rolled a 10 again.
Oh.
Roll one more because.
No, I'm gonna use my reroll ability.
Okay.
That was bad because I was gonna get cut down to a 2.
Oh.
Okay, 8.
All right. Does the ritual change? Blood onto the book, maybe? Instead of the mirror?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you like that, I like that.
I like that.
Okay. And it forms images, of course, that will guide you. So come up with the 3 omens and let me know them. You can put them in the chat or whatever.
Okay, sure.
And I'll incorporate them. Okay, yeah, finding your way up these shifting ladders and staircases is the first thing. Obviously, a Delve Haven will probably be the main role here. There's no risk to that one if you have other ideas. Oh, sorry, Vantage. Your arrival is a lot different from everyone else's, and I should do that. Basically, your very showy shadow, unzips reality again for you, opens it up, and kind of like slinks out and presents you as you come out of the gray, and then like with bizarre stillness just returns and reattaches itself to you as your shadow.
Yeah, that tracks.
It's a little spooky to everybody.
Yeah.
And some of
Good of
you
you
get
to
some like
join us.
approving nods from the pups, because they get around in weird ways, but you're extra cool.
I mean, they're not dead yet, so I think.
The pups.
Actually, you know what? I'm not going to ask that question.
we may never know what state the pups are in.
Yeah.
Okay, so yes, the first thing is just going to be climbing up, getting closer to the trunk, the mid part of this thing. I'll let, like I said, a delve haven roll, with help from anyone who wants to help, will lead everyone through. That's your main method. You risk getting hurt potentially or making a lot of noise.
I'd like to try and help. I do.
We have Delve.
Yeah. I have Delve and Haven, both of those. So.
All right. So it sounds like maybe Mellifera and Vantage can help with that roll.
I
You have
actually don't
Delve
think.
or Haven, Mellifera?
No, I miss. Nope, I don't. My bad. I'm sorry. I have Discern, not
Okay.
Delve. The D's real threw me
Right.
off. So, you know.
Gotta
I
watch out
understand.
for the
Those
D's.
confusing Ds.
I'm occupied by pups. Sorry, you're on your own.
That's fair.
I have
Alright.
Delve. I can help with the
All right,
Delve.
so that's one bonus die from. So you're gonna roll
Four?
4. Oh.
I've made my premonitions.
Okay, there's another 10. It's not risky, right? Okay.
It's not, no. Cool. What is the dice on your heels again?
Oh,
The delve
my
dice?
heels are broken. I don't have them on me right now.
Oh, I thought we had said
I
you'd repaired them.
said I'd put them in the repair shop and then we left, so.
Right. Okay.
It's okay.
Well, maybe you'll stumble on them. All right. I'm sorry, I'm rolling really low for your stress dealt to the delve here. Okay. You find yourselves sort of seeing patterns in how things. You see patterns sort of starting to form, and you're starting to think that you can understand how these things are shifting, and you're moving all the way up. But where you pull yourselves up to, and of course the pups have no trouble whatsoever. This climbing and doing weird stuff like that is their bread and butter. But when you get up sort of towards where the knee is, things start to look more like the insides of people's homes, except that the shifting of the leg has smashed a lot of windows, and all through here are like bafflers, the people who live in Baffling Din, like hanging out of the windows, like gripping, like you could see the broken glass sort of jab through their hands as they're trying to like pull themselves back in. But the swing of the leg, the massive G's that the leg is pulling, is too much. And just as you get up there, one that's trying to help like loses their footing and falls out, grabbing onto the legs of another citizen, and just they both fall with a sickly crunch to the ground.
We all see this?
Yeah,
Okay.
just as you, and there's another few in here that are happening, that are struggling this way. Helping them might slow things down.
Ochre's gonna try to help them.
Okay. Give me a. Well, how would you like? What's your methodology here? I would presume that you would have some delving equipment and stuff on you, so rope and like.
Yeah,
and,
I would have
and things
brought
like
that.
so you can try and use.
Make them like help secure them to something that so they won't get flung around.
Sure.
Ochre.
Yes.
Ochre, there are bigger things at stake here.
What's bigger than people's lives?
We need to move on to help everyone.
It's just going to take a minute.
Let's do a delve haven roll.
Okay.
Like the Roa and Mellifera are both like F
6.
these guys.
A 6.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you managed to pull some folks in, and you you tie the rope in such a way that they can kind of like hang onto it or tie themselves to it, and at the very least they'll stay inside this room. But you get a flash as you're looking out the window and grabbing the last person and pulling them in. You can see that old hound, what's left, but in their form of the dilapidated form that you first found them, seemingly climbing up the side of the leg towards where you are, and you take 2 mind stress from this vision.
Oh, jeez. Okay. All right, I got a 10 on my fallout roll, so for 3 stress, so I'm okay.
Okay, so you're good for now.
Yeah.
You're good on the outside. You're inside. It must be feeling weird. Okay.
Ochre, I know you want to save people, but right now, if we can't do something about this, more people will die.
All right.
I'll need everyone to make an Endure Curse roll for me, please.
Why? Why though? But why?
Because
Is
would
it
you not argue
risky?
that this situation is cursed?
All of heart is cursed.
This is not risky, correct?
Nope.
Okay.
Ooh, a
then
5 for Vantage, a 4 for Ochre.
I got a 10 that I don't have to get rid of.
It's not risky, so we get what we get, right?
Mm-hmm.
I got 8.
Okay. Ochre and Vantage, you're gonna take a little bit of your first echo stress, I think. Oh, I'm sorry. 6.
Oh boy.
Staying in one place too long seems to start betraying the nature of the place a little bit, and whatever energy is causing it to move starts to sink into you if you stay in one place too long, and so that's echo stress for you. Please roll your fallout dice.
Okay, I rolled an 8 and I have 8. So
That's unfortunately major echo fallout.
cool. Cool. Do I just clear echo fallout? Or sorry,
With
Sam.
getting major fallout, you clear all.
okay.
Sam, are you muted? I feel like you said something, but I
Oh,
didn't hear
I
it.
am. Sorry. I rolled a
Good.
4, but I have 15.
Well,
Wait.
You get minor echo fallout. Well, this is interesting. Okay, I'm gonna give you 3, Sharon, Sharon, because one is the minor, one is a upgrade of a minor, and you need to see both. But you're only gonna be choosing between the majors. The minor is just for reference.
okay.
This is so much fun, you guys.
Oh my goodness. For those
Glad.
watching for the first time, Jordan lets us choose what fallout we get.
Yeah, that's how I got my one that I was sharing with all y'all. This is an example of a Fallout card. So Jordan's very nice and lets us have 2 whole Fallout cards, and then we get to choose our own demise.
It's the
Real
illusion of choice.
Our wonderful Tooth Crown King, over there. Speaking of which, hey, y'all, enter the giveaway if you haven't already. If you're watching this later over in the YouTube, hey, you should come hung out live and gotten gifts, y'all. come hang out in the Twitch channel next time.
Okay, so you've got your decisions to make.
So
and
I'll move the one
Okay.
I don't want onto the board, right?
yeah, keep the minor one so you have the reference as well,
Okay.
but we'll know that you don't have the minor.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. And I'm going to be moving the Baffling Din on the map to represent that it's actually moving. And there's some fallout that has been chosen to help move it a little further.
Okay,
So
so I'm getting
Yeah.
rid of the one I'm not keeping.
Oh,
Mhm.
which is the creepier one, not the gorier one.
Oh no! We have to pick between creepy and gory at this point.
Okay. I'll bring that in as we go, Vantage.
Yeah, that's fine. This is great. Everything's fine. So I clear the echo stress. Okay.
That's right.
okay. So
And
we're
Ochre
we're
cleared
still
all-
just in
should clear
tier
all their
2 right now, right? This is tier 2.
You're on the cusp of tier 3, yeah.
Okay, this is tier
You're
3.
in tier 2 right now.
And this is the heart that we seem to be headed towards.
Y'all, I don't think we're gonna.
Oh,
I don't think we're gonna
guess
survive
so, yeah.
this.
I guess so, yeah.
Oh
Come now,
boy.
Vantage. You have a habit of surviving when you don't.
Ooh.
Ooh.
So, right, you still need to keep moving up. I'm gonna say just another Delve Haven roll with to see how well you do. That seems to be the thing that's guiding through, with the bonus die
Vantage.
from Vantage. So that's
I have
4.
I have a question. Can I do like a discern occult to try and, because we found this originally with the creepy cursed moths and stuff like that, and I was able to track it somewhat, and I want to try and do that same thing where I want to stop and concentrate and like look for like a source almost, or like kind of like help. Is there anything like that I can do?
You can start sending your bees out into the kind of network to try and figure things out for sure.
Yeah.
You want to make a discern occult roll, please?
Is that?
But it
yeah.
is a risky roll because of
Okay.
the ever shifting. And then Ochre, go ahead and give me that 4 die.
Ooh, okay, 10 again.
Wow. Okay.
There are 4 of these, so.
Oh, dang it. Okay, I'm gonna use my brand new beautiful heartbeat dice for anyone that hasn't seen them from Lucky Hand Dice and Heartbeat Dice, and they're these beautiful little hearts in them, which I'm
Make
gonna
'em roll.
hope. Roll good, babies, come on!
They're
And then-
they're going on my Christmas list just in case anyone is thinking about it.
These little heart dice, they're very
Yeah.
cute and very special, and hopefully not cursed. I still have one spider die in here to replicate to be like my bees.
Nice.
That seems
Nope.
Uh-oh.
Nope. They did not. The heart did not bless me.
What'd you
I
get?
rolled a 9 on my B, but it's risky, so I have to take the 2 low ones, and they're both 3s.
Okay.
So
You're gonna take some fortune stress, which
Cool.
will surprise nobody, I'm sure.
yeah, I'm down with that. Let's do it.
2 fortune stress.
Okay, that's cool. And then I roll my D12, and I rolled a 6.
Okay, which is above.
It is above.
Okay.
6 is above 2.
Cool.
Yup.
Okay. With that, with Ochre trying to make up time, because of the help shaming that occurred in the previous area, you go into overdrive to get up to the next thing, and what you stumble upon is almost like a much needed thing that you recognize. And in the chaos, so you're out now into a more open area where it's not like huge, but you can see now that you're kind of on one of the kind of cobblestone streets, and there's shifting shop fronts and buildings being rearranged. But unchanging, stuck in the middle, is Audacia's office and apartment. It is, if you remember, I said she had made sure the beekeepers made sure to make this a secure point. And it is sturdy against what's happening to it. The apiars have done their job. Unfortunately, that also means a lot of bafflers are trying to get in. And then there's the shotgun blast that goes through the front door. And you hear Audacia inside saying, "No, what's mine is mine." What would you like to do? Someone's behaving horribly and selfishly.
I look at Roa and Mellifera as if, can we pause for this, or should we keep going?
Vantage, if this helps, I'll let you pick a major. If you do this, I'll let you take a major ability right now and add it to your sheet and get to use it for the rest of the game.
Carrot dangle.
Oh my god, y'all.
Oh, I normally don't like Audacia. And I would let terrible things.
She has shot. She hasn't hurt anybody yet.
Okay.
But the people are so fearful, and they're seeing this locked point that seems to be safe.
Yeah.
And they're trying to get through windows. Someone's looking for a brick. But you have a feeling Audacia's got more. Well, you know what happens if Audacia gets killed, too. So.
Friends, I'm with Ochre on this one. If things go terrible in there,
You can kind of see, through the window a little bit of Audacia's face, and she's peeking out the window to take a look, and she locks eyes with you, Ochre, and says, "Get these people away from me. This is your job. They don't have any right to my home.
Extenuating circumstances.
What's mine is mine, Ochre. Do your job."
What are you thinking, Vantage?
Audacia, you know, I have nothing but respect for you and your situation. But right now, things are fluid and in motion. So, I'm not suggesting you part with your worldly possessions. I'm merely suggesting that you, let these people shelter in your space until we get this larger situation under control.
I'm gonna need you to make a risky Compel Haven roll, please.
Damn.
I help her?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
You have to add some words into the mix or some other action, but for sure.
Yeah, I'll stand up next to Vantage and say, Audacia, Baffling Din may very well cease to exist sooner or later. Sooner. The people are the ones who rebuild it if we can calm things down.
Okay. And Melfair, you had something you'd like to do?
Well, but I don't want to, like, are two people allowed to help?
If it makes narrative sense.
Okay. If
you're adding an extra die from skills, like, that's one thing, but that can be done.
I wanted to use my pristine, which is an ability I have as a sacred geometry, majestic and pristine depaperist.
Right.
That I am always, even in like even while we're in the middle of like horrible situations, I present extremely well and make very good impressions. And so I think Mellifera is just standing by, supporting Vantage, kind of like calmly, and trying to be practical, and just says, "We are dealing with this situation that will help and to preserve all your things and your wealth. If you could help us by just sheltering a few citizens so they are not in the way while we save everything you would like to keep, that would probably be beneficial to you and everyone but you. Since we know you only care about you. So you!"
Okay, so Compel Haven with 2 bonus dice. Ochre, it is risky.
Get it!
Right.
For me or for Vantage?
It's me.
Oh, Vantage.
Okay, yeah.
Yes, that's right.
Oh no! Why
This
are
is
we
joyful.
so cursed?
This is joyful laughter, right? This is good laughter?
No!
A 4 and 2 ones. Oh dear.
Oh, why did I waste my...
Don't look at me! Deeply embarrassed!
There is a silence and then the end of the shotgun gets pushed through the hole in the door, and then Audacia says, "You'll take this apartment from my cold, dead hands, and I'm gonna give you double fortune stress, unfortunately for your ones. 6.
Fun.
Everyone, this is a real fun game. I hope you all are having fun.
I'm having a blast.
So is Audacia.
Mhm.
Well,
All right.
never liked her anyway.
How'd you do?
I rolled a 2 on my 15 stress.
Okay, clear all your fortune stress, and you're gonna get a minor fortune.
Yeah. Ooh. At least you love me. One die I keep rolling my stress on. I never want to be perceived again.
A baffler lies dead in the street. The other ones don't. The other citizens of Baffling Din take the hint, finally, and start trying to making their own way in different directions. There are a couple of sad looks at you, Ochre, as if to say, it's your job for this not to happen. They don't say that out loud, but you know that's what they're thinking.
I'll make this right.
There's a lot of shaking heads of disbelief as the world changes dramatically around them, and they climb into whatever cubbyhole, whatever thing they think is going to keep them safe with all of this. Which Fallout you're picking, Sam?
Oh, I picked the
Okay.
Din Descends.
With that, I'm gonna have everyone do one of them good endure curse rolls. You're kind of at, I guess, like where your diaphragm is on a person. You're kind of at a more, the more chest area, the bottom of the chest. So the leg swing isn't as directly felt, but you can now feel the impact of every footstep as the now rambling Din is making its way deeper and deeper down.
How dare you?
I almost named the episode The Rambling Din, but I feel like that would have been too much spoiler. So yes, I'm going to move because, Sam made the choice she made.
Yeah.
And
Oh, there we go.
do you like that? Do you like that the whole place's fate is in your hands right now? Because I like it.
Oh,
I like it a lot.
you're a monster.
We're all monsters here. Okay, so how did everyone do when I was in Endure Curse?
9.
6.
9, a 6 for Roa, a 10.
10.
Nice.
Did you say this wasn't risky anymore?
Did I? It wasn't risky
Because
before.
we moved. You said we moved to a less terrible spot.
Okay, yeah, no, it's not risky. It's not risky. I didn't think it was risky before, but it's not risky.
Okay, good. An 8 then.
An 8? Okay, so Roa, you were the only one that failed. Well, you succeeded with a, yeah, so instead of taking maximum, I'm reducing the echo stress that you're taking. 3.
Right, I have 1 echo protection.
Okay, so 2 total?
Yeah.
And, suddenly the waves of the energy of change, the energy of the heart, like, washes all over all of you, and you need to keep moving. You know you need to keep moving. How'd you do on the Fallout?
I rolled an 11. I have 8 total stress right now.
Okay.
I have an ability, Crucible.
Mhm.
At any time, roll a d6. If it's equal to or under your current echo stress, clear that much stress from echo. And roll with mastery on your next action.
Okay.
And I have 6 echo stress, so I have a good feeling about this.
Yeah, you can't kind of fail this roll currently.
Yeah.
Perfect. Go for it.
Yeah. And that's like Roa pauses for a moment and just draws the heart's energy into himself, and it probably looks like a script from a long dead language kind of materializing around Roa as it literally flows into their body. 2. Not as great as I would have liked, but
Every little
something.
bit helps.
And I get mastery on my next roll.
Okay. You start finding your way up to start traveling up through the trunk of this creature, this city beast that you are now traveling through. Yes. Up ahead, as you find the different ladders and ways up, you hear was basically described as a sermon. Someone is proselytizing further up, and as you get closer, someone you may not know the name of, but someone you've seen around the din, an Elfier woman, is standing on a soapbox in the middle of the transforming village, and she is shaking this skull that rattles with the sound of something like beads or something inside, to emphasize all of her words. And she's saying, "We leaned against the tide long enough. This was always what was going to happen. Don't blame leadership. Don't blame the Apiarists. They did what they could. But the heart was always going to win. And we can only win by joining with it." And as you get closer, you see that her lower jaw, basically her body, is like fading into this, turning into this kind of melting flesh. It's hanging from her, and there's teeth that are pushing out from her cheeks and growing out. Extra eyes are starting to form on her head. These people, the people who are also kind of like down, listening to her, are also, their backs are bent at strange angles, and they've probably been sitting here just bathing in the cursed energies since this started. And who knows how long it's been for them. What would you like to do? Some options are sneaking around. If you don't want to deal with it, you just want to get to the other side. To some of you, they may look like lost causes. And the skull rattling is a reference to your first.
Yeah.
So, does everyone get to roll with mastery in this situation? Did you get that upgrade?
Because I took that ability. To those who didn't get to see the premonitions, this first one is the sound of teeth chattering and falling down as if in a rain stick.
Instead, it's more like a bone blast that's kind of like being stirred around.
Bone maraca.
Bone maraca, yeah.
You said bone maraca with your voice.
Wasn't Bone Maraca a correspondent on the Daily Show?
I think Bone Maraca was a correspondent on the
Yeah.
show.
Okay, so what would you like to do? They haven't noticed you yet.
It's too many people to kill, right, Vantage?
I would say it might be too many people to tangle with.
So let's move around then.
Yeah.
All right. Stealth rolls. Roa, I'll let you push your mastery from your other effect to the next roll, so you
Okay.
can benefit from your just using the because you can't stack the masteries. So
Yeah. I
so
appreciate
a what is that? A sneak? That's a thing,
Sneak.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sneeze.
Sneak Haven.
Haven?
Snack haven, please.
Could I
Yep.
argue
Hmm?
for a sneak Warren, since this is...
Absolutely. If you're willing to kind of get it, this is kind of a bit more of an open area, and all it will mean is that flavor-wise, you're kind of getting more into the changey parts.
Ooh.
So you could risk like going down an alley right now is like gambling that there's suddenly there's no alley there. So yes, I will allow anyone to do sneak Warren if that improves your situation. And everyone is rolling with mastery as you listen to the rattling of the teeth inside of the skull.
I'm sorry, what does mastery mean again?
Bonus die, just an extra.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Thank goodness. Let's see. Let's hope my first 2 rolls were a 1 and a 2. Let's hope this other one is better.
I don't know what it is with me and 3, but I rolled 2 3s, and thankfully for that third... Oh!
It was
That's
better.
better.
Yeah.
Should have been more specific.
All right, so a 10.
Yep.
Okay.
I got a 10.
I got an 8.
And Ochre failed.
Yeah, I got
If not, yeah. Literally, that mastery saved me. Thank you.
Oh boy, I got fun things for you all.
Heck yeah.
6 fortune stress.
Oh gosh.
I just keep rolling max on the die.
Stress.
And then I roll Fallout. I rolled a 4 and I have 6. So
You're taking minor fortune fallout. So you
Yeah.
can clear out all of your fortune fallout. You also already have a minor fortune fallout, so I might give you a major. I will give you 1 major that you can choose to upgrade that minor.
okay.
Um,
Oh, right.
foreboding. I forgot we've been sitting on
Oh,
that.
I forgot about that. All right. Well, yeah. So my current minor fortune fallout is called foreboding, and the description is just something bad is about to happen. So I guess we're gonna upgrade that.
I mean, it is currently happening, isn't
I
it? Is
mean-
there something else?
The bad is happening right now.
I'm gonna grab something from the Sanctum ones.
Ooh.
Wait,
they have
what?
more fallout options in the Sanctum.
There is there's a whole set of them for being in the Haven. Not all of them apply in our situation. Because this was minor fortune fallout, right? Yeah, okay. So you can either have a big thing happen or a more smaller personal thing happen. But while you're going past the proselytizing Elfir, former Elfir at this point, turns and their face is unrecognizable. They are just, one of their ears is like melting down the side of their face as they're just turning to meat and teeth and bone. And they're all of their like 7 eyes are weeping, and they're just looking at you, Ochre, as you're guiding everyone through, and they're saying, "We don't blame you. There's nothing you could have done. You tried your best to keep us safe. There's nothing you could have done. Thank you for everything, but the inevitable is here." They're starting to melt a little bit over the soapbox.
I'm having a really hard time picking between these two.
Good. But I will, since there were so many 10s, I will roll for your, I'll give you a bigger die for your delve roll, like, towards your, ooh, nice, all right.
Sorry. I need to step away for just a moment.
I raised...
I picked one.
Okay.
Sorry. Go ahead,
No,
Jess.
No, I was just gonna, while you were thinking.
Maybe this is a good time to take our second break.
Yeah!
Might be a good time, because I don't want to... The thing that Sharon picked might involve Roa. Okay. Maybe we do our 5-minute break now?
Yeah, why don't we do that?
Okay.
Thanks everyone for hanging out. In case you missed it, we did beat our extra life goal, so I've raised it. I took suggestions from the chat and changed it from 666 to 999.
Hey!
So that is our new goal for this weekend. Thank you so much. Don't forget that you can donate to Extra Life, and every $50 donation gets another knock on the door. Or if you want to poke at it slowly, we do still have the regular knock at the door. And yeah, thanks so much for hanging out. Don't forget to enter the giveaway with Teeth Crown in the chat, all one word. Don't need to put an exclamation point in front of it or anything, just Teeth Crown. Just put a Teeth Crown in the chat, just for funsies.
To leave on a little bit of a hanger before we come back.
Oh no.
Ochre, you see that you've guided everyone through. Everyone is very keen on moving. But Montserrat has lingered back. Montserrat has moved closer to this group of people. And they look over at you. You can't really see what their expression is. And they just are like reaching out to try and pull. Everyone in this group is sort of like being pulled together, like gravity is just condensing them down. But there are a few people on the outside that are starting to look scared. And Montserrat has put their hand out to grab onto one of them and pull them back to safety. Seeing you do that, a few rooms back.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where we're going to leave it.
You monster. Okay, everyone, get up, do a stretch, get yourself a drink. We'll be back in a few. Thank you so much for hanging out.